Welcome to our digital story about our adventure to the Anne and Sandy Cross Conservation Area. This was the third year education field trip. Now, Anne and Sandy Cross is an interesting area. It's over 4,800 acres. It was the largest public land donation in the history of Canada until recently. It was donated by Anne and Sandy Cross. Sandy's dad was A. Cross, one of the big four founders of the Calgary Stampede, and they specifically donated the land for education purposes to allow children and university students really to learn from the land, although it is open to the public 7 days a week. So it was interesting. I just love this quote about we abuse land because we regard it as a commodity belonging to us. But when we see the land as a community to which we all belong, we may begin to use it with love and respect. And that's really what this conservation area is all about. So we began with a group in the morning. This was our 001 section and half of our 002 group. So we began by meeting inside the Belvedere House at Anne and Sandy Cross. It was a bit of a frosty morning, and Maureen, who is the director of the center, gave us an overview and a history of the area. Then we headed out on the Aspen Walk, and it's interesting. We learned quite a bit about our ecological footprint and just, the idea that making papers from trees revolves a tremendous amount of resources. Then what we did, we went on the lookout, and my bad, I didn't catch the small herd of elk as they were running by. Once we finished the tour with Maureen, Glad had got us organized for a field observation task. And the first thing was learning about slopes. So she lined people up at the top of a slope. And then we had different groups complete a series of measurements. And as we can see in the morning group, we still had a fair bit of snow on the table, and it was cold. Here we are with measuring tapes, the clinometer to measure the slope. And again, we're all bundled up. It was cool in the morning. There we are. We've got our tapes out, and we're measuring. It's 25 meters. We're doing the slope. We're doing the aspect, the ground temperature, you name it. We recorded it. And there we are, some smiling faces. Even though it's cold, we've got everything on, and we're having a great time. Another group, just a little cool, but we're pretty well finished the activity. And just making some final recordings. And again, it's a cool morning. And there we are. We're just about getting ready to do some sketching based on Cynthia's directions. Okay, and there we are, a final wrap up, and we're off. We had a quick lunch as a group of instructors, and then it was back to it. The afternoon group, composing half of 002 and all of section 003, met. And just like in the morning, we had a great overview from Maureen. And in the afternoon, we did the identical walk up the Aspen Forest. And by this time, it was getting a little bit warmer. And again, we did the lookout as well. No elk, but this time we did see a moose in the distance. That's what everybody's looking at. And there it is. Unfortunately, I don't have a very good zoom on my camera, but there it is. It's there. Okay, everybody gets their kits out. As you can see, it's quite a bit warmer. No snow on the ground. People are looking good. There we are, a group, the teepee in the background. Another group ready to go. And some smiles, not so cold this afternoon. And there we are, making our recordings, doing our measuring, our measure tapes, and just making some recordings and getting ready to head out for some sketching and more recordings